G'day folks, it's Cortezerino, and today I'm going to show you how to build my Earth Shrine. So this is the conclusion of my Elemental Shrine series. If you go down to the video description, you can find links to the tutorials for the other 3 shrines. And once again, with this one, I tried to keep the Earth theme pretty subtle, so if you don't want to go with that theme, you can still build this building and it'll look super cool in your world. But I will go over some of the things I included for the theme. So we've got a very earthy kind of roof. So I've used a lot of mud brick in here and packed mud and granite and brick slabs. I think it looks really cool. And we've got a lot of leaf blocks hanging over it, a lot of greenery scattered around. Around the building, I've put in some old, twisted, gnarled pine trees. I think they look pretty cool. And all around the building, I've tried to make it look pretty sturdy. So we've got lots of these mud bricks all the way around. And out the front, we have a lovely Zen garden with some huge boulders. It makes a pretty cool entrance. And on the inside, I've tried to make it look really solid and grounded. So we have these 4 huge pillars holding up the ceiling. We've got a great big altar here made of stone. And I figured, since we're going with the sort of grounded theme, why not put a great big chair? You don't want to be standing, you want to be sitting when you're working away at the altar. So in this tutorial, I'll be showing you how to build everything you can see right here. But if you also want the trees that go along with the build, I will include a world download, which you can find in the video description. That will have these 4 trees right here, so you can download that and build them if you want to. And this is how the build looks without shaders. And if you go down to the video description, you can find a link to a materials list that will contain everything that you need to build, what you can see right here. Okay, we're going to mark out the area that we need for this building. So we're going to begin by building a rectangle out of dirt. And this rectangle is 25 blocks by 40, and the entrance will be on one of the shorter sides. And just be mindful that the roof of the shrine will extend 4 blocks out at the back and the 2 sides. Okay, come along to where your entrance is going to go. And what I build in this corner, I want you to copy to that other front corner over there. So we're going to begin with a stone block right there. And then we're going to surround this with stone stairs. Now grab mossy stone brick stairs and just pick 2 spots at random and place in your mossy stairs. Then place 2 stone brick stairs in the other 2 spots. Then we're going to come up 2 stone blocks, grab your mossy stone brick stairs again, and we're going to place 2 upside down just in random positions. And then in the other 2 spots, place stone brick stairs. And then on top of the stone block, place a shroom light. And we're going to surround that with oak trapdoors. And then place a stone brick on top. Now grab mossy stone brick slabs. And we're going to place 2 in a random position. And then 2 stone brick slabs like that. And so once you've done that, go ahead and build a matching one at the front, just placing your mossy bricks in different positions. Now what I build on this side, I want you to copy the exact same thing to the other side. So grab some azalea leaves, and we're going to build out 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 just across the front toward our other lantern. Then you can grab smooth stone slabs, and we're just going to surround these azalea leaves just like that. Now swing around to this side. With azalea leaves again, we're going to place 14. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, and 14. And then grab your stone brick slabs again, and we're going to run them down to the end of the leaves on that side. And we'll do the same thing on this side. And when you get to the end, we're going to place another 6 in this direction. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, once you've built that on each side, I want you to come down to here, and we're going to place a polished andesite stair and another on that side. Then 2 tough brick slabs and a polished tough slab. Then look at it from this direction, and we're going to place polished tough, 7 in total. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Then grab pale moss blocks. We're going to place one there. Just place one every second block until we've placed 4. And we'll do the same on this side. And then in the gaps, we are going to place 3 tough bricks on each side. Then grab some polished andesite. We're going to come down 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Then skip a block and place another. And we'll do the same on this side. So 5 and then 1 on the end. Then grab some dirt and we're going to build out 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And we'll do the same on this side. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Okay, now you can come along to the end of this dirt and we're going to place a stone, then a stone brick, 2 stone and a stone brick. And in the same spot on this side, we're going to go 2 stone bricks, then 2 stone and a stone brick. Now in this rectangle here, and in this rectangle, all we're going to do is fill it up with a random mixture of stone bricks and stone. So when you're done, you should look something like this. So now we're going to come along to this larger rectangle, and just against the dirt, we're going to do a line of our random mixture of stone brick and stone, but we're actually going to do 2 lines. So just do another one right beside it. So we're just going to build these 2 lines all the way around the edge of the dirt until we connect back here. And this is how you should look when you're done with this double line of mixed blocks running all the way around the back. So now I want you to come to the front of the build and we're going to dig out these 5 blocks right here. Now grab some tough bricks. We're going to place 1 on each side. Then we'll do 2 pale moss blocks with a polished tuff in the middle. Now, all of the dirt in the middle right here, I just want you to dig up a single layer. And once you've dug that out, keep the dirt in your inventory because we're going to need it in a moment. And now is also a good time to pick up all the dirt on the outside here because we don't need it anymore. And once you've picked all of that up, I want you to use that dirt to fill in a single layer of dirt in the center of this rectangle. So this is how you should look when you're finished, with all the dirt on the outside picked up and then placed in the center right here. So now I want you to come along to this line of polished tuff, and right on the end we're going to grab a polished tuff slab and place it on top of the dirt. Each side of that will do a tough brick slab, and then each side of that will do a polished andesite slab, and then a polished tuff on each end. And then coming out from each end, we're going to place 5 sea lanterns. So we'll do that on this side as well. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then we're going to turn the corner and keep placing sea lanterns. And then stop just when we've got 1 dirt block to the end. And we'll do the same on this side. So we're going to run our sea lanterns down and stop 1 dirt block shy of the end. Then we're going to place 6 in this direction. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And the same on this side, so 2, 4, 6. And then we'll do 3 stone with an extra 2 there and a polished tuff. Okay, I want you to come back to these slabs at the front, and just behind the middle slab we're going to place a polished tuff. That will have a pale moss block each side, and then just behind those we're going to place 2 tough bricks. Now grab polished andesite, we'll place 1, 2, 3 on that side, and 1, 2, 3 on that side. Now look from this direction, and we're going to build out from the end of the polished andesite until we connect to the sea lanterns, and another line of our andesite on this side, and then we're just going to connect them at the back. Now grab chiseled tough bricks, and in each corner we're going to place 1 of these, so 4 in total. And then we're going to use our polished tuff again to connect the chiseled bricks. So we're just doing a single line all the way around, just like that. Now grab some cyan terracotta and we're just going to fill in the center. And that's how you should look when you're done. So now I want you to look at it from this direction, and from the left we're going to leave 1 dirt block, but on the second dirt block we're going to place 2 stone like that, with another 2 beside it, and we'll do the same thing from this side. So skip the first dirt and then place our 4 stone, and now we're just going to fill in the rest of this gap with our pale moss blocks. So all of them filled in. Then you can look at it from this direction, And we're going to do the exact same thing, so our 8 stone blocks and pale moss. Okay, now we're going to come down to where we've got these tough slabs right here, grab some polished tuff, and just from the middle we're going to build a line all the way along until we connect at the front, and then we're also going to place an extra 2 right there. Now grab tough bricks and we're going to place 2 right there. And what we're going to do is just skip a dirt block. So we're placing these 2 tough bricks every second block all the way along like that. And then in the gaps, we're just going to place some pale moss blocks. So place them all the way along like so. Okay, now I want you to come along to where we have our polished andesite stairs. And just underneath each of those, we're going to replace the dirt block with a polished andesite block. And then we're going to replace all of the dirt blocks along here with stone bricks. So just keep going all the way along and we'll finish over here. And of course, do the exact same thing on the other side. Okay, now you can grab some polished tough stairs. And from the side, we're going to look into our rectangle and just place our stairs all the way along like this. When you get to the corner, just turn the corner. And all we're doing is tracing this rectangle. And once you've done it on this side, go ahead and do the exact same thing in this rectangle. Okay, I want you to look in the same direction I am, and we're going to come along to the left-hand rectangle. And from the corner, we're going to skip a dirt block and then place a stone block. That will have an andesite slab on top and a cobblestone block beside it. Now we're going to come to this corner. We're going to skip a block and then place a stone block just diagonally out from the corner. And then we'll place 2 more like that, then 1 here and 1, 2. And once again, looking from the front, come along to this rectangle and we're going to skip 2 dirt blocks from here. So 1, 2. On the third, we're going to place a stone block with another one behind it. That one will have an andesite slab on top and then an extra stone block on that one. Now come along to the back right-hand corner. We're going to skip a block on the corner, and then diagonally from that, we're going to place a stone block with an extra 2. Beside that, we'll do another 3 and 1 right there. So now what we're going to do is just cover up all of our dirt with blocks of sand. So go ahead and fill in both rectangles. Okay, we're going to come along to the left-hand rectangle, and on top of this stone block, we're going to place an andesite block. And beside that, we're going to place 2 andesite blocks. Then grab an andesite slab, place 1 there and 1 on top. Now grab stone stairs. We're going to look from this direction and place 1 right there. And then we're going to place 3 more on top of these stone blocks. So 1, then look in this direction, 2, look in this direction, 3. And now we'll look at the right-hand rectangle, and we're going to place a stone block right there. And another one right there. This will have an andesite block on top with 1 in front and 1 beside. Then we'll place a stone slab there and an andesite slab there with an extra one on top of the stone block. Then grab stone stairs. I want you to look in this direction and we're going to place 1 on top of that andesite block. Then we'll look in the opposite direction and place 1 just like that. Then swing around to the back of the build, look toward the front, and we'll place 1 there. And we're going to finish with some stone buttons. So we're going to place 1 right here, and then look to the left and come along to this cobblestone block. We're going to count 2 blocks, and then place a stone button there, and we'll place our final one just in front of that stair. Okay, looking from the front of the build, come along to our cyan terracotta, and we're going to place a sea lantern right in the middle, with an extra one on each side. And then we're just going to surround these with upside down tough brick stairs. So we're making a table, so just run these all the way around, just like that. Then grab green carpet, we'll place 5 across the top, and we're going to hang a green banner on each side. And just behind our altar, we're going to build a throne. So looking toward the back of the build, we're going to place deep slate bricks on that andesite block, and that will have upside down deep slate brick stairs on each side. Now grab polished deep slate. We're going to go 1, 2, 3, then 1 up the top and 1 in front. And just each side of this one in front, we're going to place an anvil, and that will have polished deep slate slabs just above it, with an extra one on top. Then back to your deep slate brick stairs. We're going to look from the side, place one upside down there, and another one right there. Now grab a light grey banner. We're going to hang it there, and some light grey carpet for the seat. Now, while we've got the light grey carpet in our hands, come to the front, and starting on top of that polished tough block, we're going to place light grey carpet all the way around and just cover up our sea lanterns. At the back here, you can continue the carpet over the top of that stone, but basically we're just running all the way around, covering up our light sources and finishing once again on the polished tough block. Okay, now we're going to build our 4 pillars on top of these stone blocks. So you can see where the stone blocks are already. What I built here, copy to the other 4. So we're going to start with chiseled tough and then polished tough walls. We're going to build these up 5 blocks tall. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And we're just going to do that on top of each of the blocks that we just placed. Then up the top, grab polished tough stairs. And we're going to place 4 of them, just making sure you wrap them around so they connect like that. Then we're going to place 4 chiseled tough bricks with 4 stone blocks on top. So go ahead and do that for each of these stone block sections. And that's how you should look when you're done. So now come along to the left-hand side, and against these stone blocks, we're going to place 2 upside down polished tough stairs, just facing toward the other pillar. And then on the side that's facing the other pillars, we're also going to do another 2 upside down polished tough stairs. Then on top, grab some stone blocks, and from this stair in the corner, we're going to go 1, 2, 3 stone, and then we're just going to fill in that gap with 3 more. And we'll do the same on this side, so 1, 2, 3 stone, and 3 right there. And you can do the exact same thing on this side. And this is how you should look when you're done if you want to double check that you've done it correctly. So now look at the center stone block here. On each side of that, we're going to run polished basalt. So run it as far as you can go, and we'll do the same here. Run it as far as you can go. And we're just going to continue this around. So we're making a big rectangle of our polished basalt, just like that. So on each side here, I want you to grab pale oak slabs, and we're just going to run 2 lines of them, so just at the same height as the top of our polished basalt. Then beside that, we're going to do 3 basalt there, and another 3, and then you can just fill in the gap with our pale oak slabs. Okay, now you can climb down, and we're going to look at it from below. We're going to place a spruce fence in the middle there, and another one right there, and each of these is going to have 3 chains coming down from them, and then we're just going to hang a lantern from each. Okay, looking from the front of the build, come along to our sea lanterns, and where we've got this polished tuff right next to the sea lantern, we're going to do a polished basalt in front with 3 stone blocks on that side, and the same thing here. So in front of the polished tuff, we'll do a polished basalt and 3 stone blocks. Now swing around to the side wall, and just in line with this pillar, I want you to place 2 stone and 2 stone in line with the pillar there. At the back, we're going to do the same thing. So just in line with the pillars, we're doing 2 stone and the same on this side. And then we're just going to run a line of acacia planks all the way around. So we're covering up the side of our sea lanterns with the planks. So just keep going until we've done a great big rectangle, finishing right there. Okay, grab some waxed copper grates, and we're going to be placing these 3 blocks tall, and we're just placing them on top of the acacia planks. So we're going to do this on top of every single acacia plank that you can see. Okay, this time in front of every single acacia plank, we're going to place upside down acacia stairs, and those stairs will have jungle slabs in front. So go around the building doing that against every single acacia plank. And just be careful when you're building in the corner. when you turn the corner, make sure you place another 3 upside down acacia stairs. So now on top of all of our acacia stairs, we're going to place jungle trapdoors, and we're going to place them like that, but then we're going to hold shift and place 3 in total. So that way you can just flick them up from each direction and they should just cover the sides of that center grate. So just go ahead and do that on every section of our acacia stairs. Okay, once you've placed all of your trapdoors, come behind the throne and you can see this polished tuff block. Each side of that we're going to place 5 polished basalt, so 5 up to there. Then we'll do an acacia fence in the middle with an end rod, another acacia fence and a sideways polished basalt. Then we're going to cover this up, so 1, 2, 3, 4 polished basalt with a stone block on top. Then I want you to grab a jungle slab and place it right there, just at the same height as the other slabs. And then you can come back to the front, and where we've got that basalt, we're going to add an extra 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 on top. And then just next to these grates, we're going to do 5 more right there. Then in between, we're going to place white concrete, so 2, 4, 6. And then we'll do 2 polished basalt across the top. And then you can go ahead and do the exact same thing on this side. So our 5 basalt, our 6 white concrete, and then 2 basalt. So now I want you to swing around to the side, and between every grate that we've got here, you'll have our 2 stone blocks. On top of the stone blocks, we're going to be placing a polished basalt and building those up until they are 5 blocks tall. So do that between all of our grates. And this is how you should look when you're done with our polished basalt in between all of our grates. So now come along to the front, and where we've got our polished basalt lying on its side, we're just going to continue that all the way along like that, and then we're going to continue it until we reach the final grate, and we're going to do the exact same thing on this side. So just stop when you reach the corner of those grates. Now you can come along to the back wall, and we're going to do the same thing. So we're just running our line of polished basalt over the top of all of our windows and keep going until you reach the corner. Now we can do the 2 side walls, and it's just the same thing. So we're running polished basalt across the top of our windows. So we'll do the same over here. And once you've done that, what we're going to do is on top of all of that polished basalt, we're just going to run a single line of white concrete all the way around the building. So when you're done, you should look like that. Okay, I want you to grab some stone blocks, and we're going to place a stone block on top of every polished basalt, but we're also going to place a stone block in the corner of our white concrete. So just run around the building, placing all of these stone blocks in, just remembering on top of the basalt and also 1 in each corner. And once that's done, grab your polished basalt again, and all we're doing is connecting all of our stone blocks. Okay, I want you to grab spruce stairs and spruce slabs, and we're just going to run these around the inside of the building. So against every stone block, we're going to place upside down spruce stairs, and against the polished basalt, we're going to be placing our spruce slabs. So just run around alternating. Whenever you see a stone block, make sure to place in your stairs, but all the rest are slabs. So when you're done, all of the stone will be covered up by spruce stairs. Now, looking from the front, I want you to place a temporary block there with a polished basalt against it, and then we're just going to run this basalt and finish just before we reach the spruce. And we'll do the same thing at the back wall, so we'll just run your basalt across here. When you get to the end, we're going to turn the corner and connect the basalt, and we'll do the same thing up this end. Now what I want you to do is grab sea lanterns, and wherever there's a gap, I want you to place some sea lanterns, so 3 there at the front. That'll be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and just go ahead and do that on every side. And we were placing the sea lanterns in front of the gaps because we're going to be placing jungle trapdoors on the fronts of each of them. So if you look from the inside, you'll have a nice line of trapdoors there. So to place these in survival, just jump on top of your sea lanterns, hold shift, and you can get in here and place them. and then flick them all down. So go ahead and do that in front of each sea lantern. And once that's done, grab white concrete and we're just going to go ahead and place them on top of each sea lantern. And then to fill in the gaps here, we're just going to run polished basalt in between our stone blocks. So it'll just be one on the end. And you can go ahead and do that on every side until the roof is completely enclosed. Okay, come down to your doorway, and just on top of this last piece of dirt, we're going to do 3 strip spruce with a sea lantern on top, and the same thing on that piece of dirt. Now on the next bit of dirt, we're going to place 4 white concrete, and you can do that on each side. Then we're going to do 4 polished basalt, and after that we're going to do 4 stripped spruce with a stone block on top, and we'll do the same over here. So 1, 2, 3, 4, and a stone block, and then we can connect our stone blocks with polished basalt. So that's how you should look. Now you can grab some mud brick stairs and place them upside down against the sea lanterns, and then starting at the sea lantern we're going to place 4 jungle trapdoors. So do that on each side, and then come to the inside, and we're going to place another 4 on each side, and then finally, we want them all facing downwards. Finally, you can place a jungle trapdoor in between your mud brick stairs. Okay, now we're going to be building next to our upside down acacia stairs. So on each side of the stairs, we're going to place 4 stripped spruce with a stone block on top. So we'll do the same on this side, and just run around the building doing that next to every single acacia stair. So here we'll be doing 2 of them together. So just do that all the way around. So when you're done, you should be looking like this. So now all we're going to do is connect these top stone blocks that we just placed with polished basalt. So we're just going to run around the building doing this just above our windows. And once you've run your polished basalt all the way around, come along to a corner and just diagonally out from this strip spruce, we're going to place 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 polished basalt with a stone block on top. So go ahead and do that in all 4 corners. Okay, now you can grab mud brick stairs, and all we're going to do is each side of our jungle slabs, just below our windows, we're going to place a single upside down mud brick stair. So just run around the building, placing in all of these. And once all of your mud brick stairs are in, come along to the front, and we're looking at this first stone block near our leaf blocks there. What we're going to do is against this, we're going to place 1, 2, 3 stone brick stairs, then a stripped spruce log, then a stone brick stair, and we'll come to the opposite side, do the same thing. So 1, 2, 3 stairs, a stripped spruce log, and another stair. Then you can come along to this corner. We're going to place 2 stone brick stairs with a stripped spruce log in the middle, and we'll do the same thing in this back corner. Now grab smooth stone slabs, and we're just going to run a line of them connecting our stairs, and we'll do it along the back as well. And then you can turn the corner and do this side and finish right here. Okay, what I build in this corner, I want you to copy to the other 3 corners. So where we've got this first strip spruce log, we're going to place 1, 2, 3 jungle fences with 2 mud bricks on top. And then the next strip spruce log in, we're going to do 3 jungle fences with a right way up mud brick stair. And we'll do it over here as well. So 3 fences against the first spruce with 2 mud bricks. On the second spruce, we're going to do 3 fences and a right way up mud brick stair. So just repeat that in each corner. So once you've done that in all 4 corners, you can come along to this stripped spruce log. We're going to place a mud brick wall, then 1, 2, 3, 4 jungle fences, and another mud brick wall. So go ahead and do that in each corner. Okay, come to the front, and what I build here, I only want you to build on the front wall. So we're looking at the white concrete. We're going to place a mud brick wall, 2 jungle fences, and another mud brick wall. And you can do that on each side. And then against this stripped spruce, we're going to place 1, 2, 3, 4 mud brick walls with 2 mud bricks on top. And we'll also do it on this side right here. So 4 walls and 2 mud bricks. Okay, now you can come around to the side wall and we're looking at the middle window. Each side of this window we're going to do 3 mud brick walls with 2 mud bricks on top. So once you've done that on each side, you can come along to the opposite wall, and over here we're going to do the exact same thing. And once you've done that on both side walls, you can come around to the back wall, and right in the middle against the basalt, we're going to place 3 jungle fences with 2 mud bricks on top. Next to that, we're going to do 3 mud brick walls on each side with a right way up mud brick stair on top. Then you can come along to the next strip spruce, and we're going to do 3 mud brick walls with 2 mud bricks on top. And then going in the other direction against this strip spruce, same thing, 3 mud brick walls with 2 mud brick on top. Okay, the next step is pretty easy. So everywhere where we have 2 of those mud brick blocks together, what we're going to do is place a jungle fence against the top one and hang a lantern from it. So just run around doing this all the way around the building. Okay, once all of your lanterns are in, what we're going to do is place a stone block just behind each of those mud bricks. So just run around the building, placing all of these in, so these blocks will not be visible. That's why we're using stone rather than any other kind of valuable block. So once you've got all of those in, what we're going to do is just connect all of our stone blocks with calcite. And once you've finished running that calcite all the way around, we're going to be looking at the polished basalt just below the calcite. What we're going to do is against the bottom half of that basalt, we're going to run jungle slabs all the way around. And then against the bottom half of the calcite, we're going to place spruce trapdoors. And we're going to do that all the way around as well. So that's what it looks like on the front. You can come around to the next side and just keep placing all of these in. Okay, once you've placed that on every side, I want you to come up to our line of calcite, and just on top of the last calcite before we reach the corner, I want you to place a stone block, then 2 sea lanterns and a stone, and we're just going to repeat that over and over until we place a stone block on the final calcite. Then you can turn the corner and do the exact same thing, so do this on every side. Okay, once you've done that all the way around, come along to just beside our final sea lantern, and we're going to place 2 mangrove logs against the stone, and we're just going to do that all the way along until we finish next to that final sea lantern, and then each of our logs will have a grindstone on the end, so go ahead and do that on every side. Okay, now we're going to build some corners, so what I built here, copy to every other corner. So against the stone block, we're going to place 2 upside down dark oak stairs, then grab stripped dark oak logs and place them against the mangrove. They will have stone blocks in front, and then on top of the wall, place a stripped dark oak wood. That's the one with bark on every side, and that will have 2 grindstones against it. Then against the stone block, we're going to do an upside down dark oak stair, with a dark oak slab beside it and 2 dark oak trapdoors in front, and the same on this side, so dark oak stair, dark oak slab and 2 dark oak trapdoors. Okay, once you've done your corners, come along to any wall you like, and what I built here, do the exact same thing on every other side. So against the bottom half of the sea lanterns, we're going to place dark oak trapdoors. And then just in front of the trapdoors, we're going to place 2 stripped dark oak logs just on their side like so. Then against the top half of those logs, we're going to place dark oak slabs. And then against the slabs, we're going to place dark oak trapdoors. So go ahead and do that on every side. And once again, what I built on this side, copy to every side. What we're going to do is place sea lanterns on top of our dark oak trapdoors. And once you've done that, against the sea lanterns, we're going to place upside down brick stairs. So that's all we're doing. Go ahead and do that on each side. Okay, now we're going to build on top of every single grindstone. So what you're going to do is place a jungle plank on top of the grindstone. with another plank beside it, and then a jungle slab against the top half, then a mud brick with a spruce button on the end, and this will be the same all the way around the building, so just do this on top of every single grindstone. Now just on top of the jungle slab we're going to place a mud brick slab, then a mud brick, stone block with a mud brick slab on top, and then a mud brick behind it. And we're going to do that all the way around the building. So when you do the corners, it's going to look like this. So you'll place your mud brick slab on top of the jungle slab, then a mud brick, then a stone block with a mud brick slab, and then we've already got that corner brick. But otherwise, just go around and do this all the way around the building. And once you've done that, in each corner, I want you to place a dark oak trapdoor just against the jungle planks, and you can surround that with 3 jungle slabs. Above the trapdoor, you can do a sea lantern, and then we'll do a brick slab on each side. And then staying in our corners, we're going to place 2 temporary blocks right there, and then against the top half of those temporary blocks, we're going to place mud brick slabs, then another temporary block with a mud brick slab on top. Then you can break that and then replace this temporary block with a mud brick slab just at the bottom half of that block, and the same thing on that side. So go ahead and build that in each corner. And staying in our corners, on top of the sea lantern, we'll do a mud brick slab, and then we'll cover the sea lantern with 2 granite stairs. They will have a mud brick in the middle. Then on the bottom half of the mud brick, we'll do 2 brick slabs. And between those, we'll do a mud brick slab. So do that in each corner. Okay, now we're looking at these blocks with the spruce buttons on them. What we're going to do is on every single side, we're just going to connect these blocks with mud brick slabs, just placed against the bottom half of the blocks. So run around the building, putting all of these in. Okay, now I want you to come along to one of the shorter sides. And what I build here, I want you to copy to the opposite wall, so just on the 2 side walls. So on the first sea lantern, we're going to place a granite slab, but then after that, we're just going to do brick slabs all the way along until you reach the final sea lantern, and that will be another granite slab. Now just behind that, we're going to do 2 granite slabs just up on the diagonal, and behind that, another 2. So just run these all the way along. And once that's done, you can turn your attention to the longer sides. And what I built here, I want you to copy to the opposite side. So we're going to begin the same. On the first sea lantern, we'll do a granite slab. Then it's all brick slabs all the way along, and then place a granite slab on the final sea lantern. But this time, we're going to go 1, 2, 3 granite slabs behind, and we'll come to this side as well. Place in 3 granite slabs. And then after that, it's all brick slabs to connect them. And then on this final line, we're just going to do granite slabs all the way along. And once you've done that on each side, come along to the corner, and we're going to look at it from this direction. Just in the corner here, place a mud brick that will have a granite slab on each side, just against the top half of the brick. And then we'll do a mud brick slab on top. So just go ahead and build that in each corner. And now we're going to connect our corners. So just behind these mud bricks, we're going to place stone blocks. And then we're going to connect the stone blocks with granite slabs just against the top half of the stone. Then on top of the stone, we're going to place mud brick slabs. So go ahead and do that on each side. Okay, we're going to place some leaves on the roof. So come along to the front of the building, and with azalea leaves, I want you to come along to this final spruce button. Just to the left of that, we're going to remove that slab, place an azalea leaf in there with another one below it. Then we're going to skip 2 blocks. On the third, we'll place an azalea leaf and another one below that, and one right there. Then we're also going to place one here and another. And staying at the front, come along to the left-hand side, and right up the top here where we've got the corner, just place an azalea leaf right there. Then I want you to break this slab, and we're going to move it down by half a slab. So we're going to move it to there, and then place an azalea leaf on top. And just to the right of this, we're going to place an azalea leaf right there. Then I want you to pick up that mud brick, and we're going to replace the stone block with the mud brick. Then in this direction, we're going to place a mud brick slab against the top half of that stone block. Then we can place an azalea leaf there, and another one, and another. Okay, we're going to turn the corner, and just diagonally from that leaf, we'll do another azalea leaf, and another one right there. Then I want you to pick up that granite slab, and we're just going to move it down half a slab like so. Then we're also going to pick up that one and replace it with a granite block, and you can place your azalea leaf right there. And staying in this corner, I want you to come along here to this first spruce button. On top of that block, we're going to place an azalea leaf with another one diagonally behind it. Then we'll break that slab and place another. Now, underneath the block with the button on it, we're going to place an azalea leaf, then a temporary block, another azalea leaf, and one against the temporary block. Then you can break that, and just to the right of the spruce button, we'll do another leaf with another below it. And that's all the leaves I'm going to place, so feel free to place more if you want to, but I've just placed them around the front of the building. So now what we're going to do is come along to this top line of granite slabs, and we're just going to place spruce trapdoors on top and do that all the way around. And once you've done that, come to the inside of the corners, and against the granite slabs, place a stone block with 2 polished basalt on top, and you can do that in each corner. Okay, come along to one of the shorter sides, and what I build on this side, copy to the opposite side, so it's just these 2 sides. So with smooth quartz, we're going to run a line from that bottom basalt all the way along until we connect right there. Then behind these mud brick slabs, we are going to place stone blocks all the way along, and those will have smooth quartz in between them. Then against the polished basalt, we'll do an upside down dark oak stair with a dark oak slab against it, and we'll do the same on that side. Then against the stone blocks, we are going to place mangrove logs, and they will all have a grindstone in front. And then just in between, we're going to place 4 dark oak slabs, just like that. So do that between each of our mangrove logs. Okay, once that's done, we can do the 2 longer sides. So we're going to begin the same way with smooth quartz against the bottom basalt, but we're going to place 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then I want you to place a stone block there with 2 polished basalt on top, and we'll do the same thing from this side. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 quartz, then our stone block with 2 polished basalt, and then we can just run our quartz all the way along until we connect. Now behind these mud brick slabs, we're going to place stone blocks on top of the quartz, so do that all the way along, and then we're just going to fill in the gaps with our smooth quartz blocks, just like so. Now on the end here, we're going to do a dark oak slab, and we're going to do the same thing against that polished basalt, but then grab jungle stairs, place them upside down against the stone blocks, and we're just going to connect these with dark oak trapdoors, so do the same thing on the opposite wall. Okay, now we're going to come back to our side walls, and once again what I built here, only build on the opposite side. So on top of these dark oak slabs, we are going to place sea lanterns all the way along, then grab a dark oak trapdoor. We're going to place 1 right there against that slab, and then we're going to place them against the bottom half of the sea lantern. So against the sea lantern, not the slab below it, and then we'll finish with another dark oak trapdoor right there. Now above our grindstones, we're going to place 2 jungle planks, so 1 on the grindstone, then 1 in front. So do that all the way along, and they will have jungle slabs just on the ends, like so, and those will have mud bricks on the ends of those. So build that on the other side. And staying on our side walls, just grab some brick stairs, and against each jungle slab, we're going to place an upside down brick stair just on each side of it. So we're going to run these along. So we're basically putting 1 in front of each sea lantern, and we're going to finish right there. Then just in front of those stairs, we're going to place mud brick slabs at the bottom half of the mud brick blocks. So just place 1 in front of each stair, like so. So build that on the other side. Okay, now we're going to do the two longer sides. So what I built here, copy to the other side. We're going to begin against that sea lantern. We're going to place a jungle plank with an upside down brick stair just beside it. In front of the plank, we'll do a mud brick, and in front of the stair, we'll do a mud brick slab. And we'll do the same thing on this side. So against the sea lantern, we'll do a plank with an upside down brick stair, then a mud brick, and a mud brick slab. Now we're going to place sea lanterns on top of each of these upside down jungle stairs, and each of those lanterns will have jungle planks in front. And now we're just going to do two lines of slabs. So against the top half of the sea lantern, do two brick slabs, and then against the bottom half of the jungle planks, we'll do two jungle slabs. So we're just going to repeat this all the way along. Okay, now we're going to do our corners. So what I build in this corner, copy to the other three. Now the corners aren't completely symmetrical, so it might look confusing, but trust me, it's pretty easy. So against these two mud brick slabs, we are going to place right way up mud brick stairs. Then against the top half of those, we'll do a mud brick slab with another one just behind them. Then we're going to skip over this hole and place a stone block right there. That will have mud bricks each side with a mud brick slab on top, and then in front, 1, 2, 3 more slabs. And once you've done that in each corner, come along to the front of the building, and what I built here, I want you to copy to the back wall as well, so just the front and the back. So we're going to place slabs on the sea lanterns, so we're going to begin with 2 mud brick slabs, then 1, 2, 3 jungle slabs, and finish with 2 mud brick slabs. Now behind each of these slabs, we're going to build the exact same thing. So we're going to put a mud brick behind it, then a stone block with a mud brick slab on top, then a mud brick, and then a mud brick on the diagonal. So do the exact same thing behind each slab. And then you can swing around to the shorter walls, and we're going to look at this top slab in the corner. Just beside that, we're going to place a mud brick, and then place a temporary block on top with a packed mud there, and then we'll do that again, and then this time do a temporary block with a brown mushroom block, and then we'll do that right here again, and then do the exact same thing from this side. So we're going to do our mud brick, then we'll do our 2 packed mud, and then we'll do our brown mushroom blocks. So do that on the opposite side as well. Okay, we're going to continue to build these up. So we've got that line there. We're going to move on to the next one. So what we're going to have here is 2 packed mud on the diagonal, and then we're going to have a brown mushroom block, and then the next one along is the exact same thing. So 2 packed mud and a brown mushroom block. So do it on this side as well. And once you've built them there, come along to the other end of the building and do the same thing. Okay, we have 6 of these lines of mud left, and all of these are exactly the same. So all we're going to do is place a mud brick on the diagonal, and after that it's 2 packed mud. So do that for all of these. Okay, I want you to climb up the top, and not where these first 2 mushroom blocks are, but where the second 2 are. We're just going to place a stone block in between them with 2 polished granite on the end. And we're going to do the same from this side. So on the second ones in, we're going to place our stone block with 2 polished granite. And that's pretty easy. We're just placing 2 granite and a stone all the way along until we connect. And that's how it should look when you're done with the stone blocks just lined up with those mud bricks. So now come to the front of the building, and what I built here I want you to copy to the back wall as well. So just above that sea lantern, we're going to place a granite slab, and against the top half of that stone, we're going to place 1, 2, 3 granite slabs, and we'll do the same on this side. And then we're going to switch to brick slabs, and we're just going to continue this line all the way along until we connect on the other side, and then we will also continue this line all the way along. And once you've done those 2 lines, find the very center of our roof so I can line it up with the path. Grab some brick stairs, and we're going to place 1, 2, 3 on that side and another 3 on that side. And once again, what I build at the front, I want you to copy the same thing to the back. So I want you to come all the way up to the top corner here, and with polished granite stairs, we're going to start right next to that block and place 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. On the next block down, we're going to place 2, and then 1, and we'll do the same thing from this side. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, then 2, then 1. Now we're going to switch to granite stairs, and basically we're just going to fill in the entire roof with granite stairs just against the sides of these blocks. So it's pretty easy, just build them all the way along. Okay, once you've done that, you can come along to one of the shorter walls, grab some stone blocks, and on the jungle plank in between the sea lantern, we're going to place 3 stone blocks. They will have mud bricks in front. Then we'll place mud brick slabs on top of the stone and mud brick slabs in front of the mud bricks. Now grab granite stairs. I want you to place 1 right way up there with a granite slab beside it, and we'll do the same on this side. So a granite stair and a granite slab. Now just behind this slab, we're going to place another granite slab there, and we're going to run these all the way along against the top half of those stone blocks. Then switch to brick slabs, and we're going to place 1, 2, 3, 4 just in front. So build that on the other side as well. And once again, what I built here, I want you to copy to the opposite side. So just behind this middle slab, we're going to place a stone block against that stone block, and we're going to build up with stripped dark oak logs until we connect above. Now just behind these slabs, we're going to place more stripped dark oak logs, but this time they are lying on their sides. Then grab white concrete, and 1 block back from the dark oak, we're just going to place 3 white concrete there with 2 on top and then a third. We'll do the same here. So 1, 2, 3, then 2 and 1, and then just grab spruce fences and place in 6 on each side. So build that on the other wall as well. Okay, now you can look right up the top, and against that granite block, we're going to place a right way up mud brick stair. And on each side of that, we're going to place an upside down mud brick stair. And we're going to continue to place these upside down stairs against the stone blocks. When you get to the end here, you can place a right way up stair against the granite with an upside down stair each side, and then just go back in this direction, placing them against the stone blocks. Then switch to spruce trapdoors, and we're just going to fill in the gaps between our stairs. And you can do this, of course, on both sides. Okay, I want you to find the very center of your roof so you can line it up with the path down there. So that stone block is my center block. I'm going to place a spruce slab on that. And then looking at the slab, I'm just going to place a line of right way up spruce stairs all the way along. When I place the last one on top of the mud brick stair, I'm going to place one upside down on the end, just like that. And of course, we will do the same on this side. So just remember, this final upside down stair is overhanging the building, so there's nothing below it. So now what we're going to do is on top of that, we're going to place a spruce slab with another one beside it, and then a spruce plank on the end. And we'll do the same on this side, so slab, slab, and plank. Then we're just going to look in this direction, and on top of each of these right way upstairs, we're just going to place a spruce trapdoor, one in the middle as well, and just place these all the way along. And once that's done, we're going to do some decorations. So looking from the front of the build, come along underneath this mud brick right here. We're going to hang some glowberries, shear them and bone meal them. Then come down to the front door, and in front of this basalt, we're going to place 4 glowberries and bone meal that one. And in front of this basalt, we will do 4 more and bone meal those 2. Now in front of this basalt, we're going to do a decorated pot with a flower pot above, a dead bush and 2 jungle leaves. And in front of this basalt, we will do the exact same thing. And that is it. That is your Earth Shrine. 100% complete. And it's not only the end of this tutorial, it is the conclusion of all my elemental shrine builds. So if you haven't seen the others, Down in the video description you can find links to the tutorials for my fire shrine, air shrine and water shrine, and I think they all look pretty cool. So thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.